Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm super excited because we are finally doing our 1,000 subscriber question and answer video. So when we hit 1,000 subs, I asked you guys to give me your questions, either personal or kind of related to the channel or anything like that you want to know about me, and I'll kind of compile this video so you guys kind of can get to know me a little bit more. That's what I'm after. I like it. So yeah, we're going to jump straight in. I've tried to organise these to kind of like slightly more personal and like then more like channel or YouTube related, but I'm not as organised as I would like to be. So yeah, if I double back a little bit, I'm sorry, but it's all good. I'll make it work. Right, so let's have a look with the first question. And I think it's only fair that we start on this first question because it's probably one of the first questions that got asked on the community post on YouTube. And the question is, where in the UK are you from? I can't quite place your accent. So I'm from Yorkshire, and my accent is definitely like a strong Yorkshire accent. But I'm originally from East Yorkshire, but kind of on and off now for the last 10 years or so, I've lived over in West Yorkshire. So there's not a huge difference in the amount of miles between where I've lived, but there is definitely some changes in the dialogue and in the words and just like little things that you don't necessarily realise. But then when I go back home, my sister will be like, why are you saying things like that? Like, why are you talking like that? You're talking really weird. So yeah, I definitely think now my accent's like a little bit of a mix between East and West Yorkshire. And then, I mean, I've been really lucky in my time. I've travelled a lot of places, and I've worked with people from all over the world. So while I definitely think I've retained my Yorkshire accent, there's maybe a few like words or a few phrases or a few like little mannerisms that I have picked up, I think, over that time, and that's why my accent is a little bit more mishmash than just a straight kind of regional accent. But yeah, I'd say I'm about 99% Yorkshire. But let me know what you guys think. Where am I at on this scale of 0 to Yorkshire? Even that sounded like that were dead Yorkshire. That I'm off down to shops. That's like proper Yorkshire. Alright, so moving on, I'm gonna try and stick on the personal questions. A lot of you have asked what I do for a job. So at the minute I work in management within the leisure industry, and I have worked in this industry on and off in various roles for probably close to 13 years now. So yeah, it's a really fun role. No 2 days are the same, so very fast paced. A lot of different kind of areas that I cover, a lot of different skills that I cover, but it's really fun, really enjoyable, and definitely keeps me on my toes. I work 4 days a week, which allows me time to kind of focus my energy onto other things as well, which is something that I'm really kind of passionate about, is always having like a side hustle and always working on building yourself and like your own goals and kind of moving forwards in that respect. So yeah, it works kind of quite well for me. And my rota is quite flexible, so in terms of when I work or what hours I work. So yeah, it works for me. I really enjoy it, and I can't really complain, if I'm honest. What's my dream job? What are your... Yeah, so most of you like want to know what sort of my dream job is, or if I could do any job in the world, what would it be? And I think like the obvious answer to this would obviously, I want to be a full-time YouTuber, and I do. Like if I could do this full time, that would be sick. But realistically, my answer is a little bit more complex, and I'll tell you why. I've been lucky enough in the past to work in some really cool roles, and the amount of times people have come to me and said, your job is amazing, I'm so jealous, you must have the best job in the world, blah blah blah. And whilst a lot of that is true, no matter what job or what role you do, there'll always be days where you have really good days and there'll be days where you have really bad days, or there'll be something in the role that you hate and there'll be something in the role that you love, or there'll be something about that industry that you work in that's amazing, and there'll be something that's not so great. And I think this is the key to every role, every industry. Nowhere is perfect, and I think It's very much about understanding the grass is not greener, and it's the way for me to keep myself like happy is now that I've recognised that, because I was always trying to strive for something that I didn't have, rather than recognising what I do have and what I did have, and I should be grateful for it. So those sort, to kind of give it a little bit of context, what I'm trying to say is some of the roles I've done before is I've taught skiing and snowboarding, which is sick. You know, you teach people who've never done anything before, and by the end of the day they're cruising around like they've been on the skis or snowboards their whole life. Or you teach kids from when they're like this big, and the next thing you know they're getting like podiums in like competitions. Or yeah, you get to spend all day on skis and snowboard. It's super fun, but obviously it has its downsides as well. Other things I've done, I'm qualified as a geologist and a paleontologist, and some of the things that kind of my favourite part of that role or that kind of positions were being out in the field. So especially when it came to paleontology, like being out on the digs was so much fun. Like I'd be abseiling down cliffs, like digging out dinosaur bones, dealing with cranes, having to lift them out and getting them back to the museums and back to labs. It's so much fun. But again, on the flip side, you've got kind of the paperwork and the researching and the kind of the lab work and all the stuff that's kind of not as fun and a little bit more time consuming. So, you know, on the flip side, no role or no job is perfect. So I think realistically for me, what I'm really, really trying to work towards and what my dream job or dream position would be now is to be like fully self-employed. And because what I want is the ultimate flexibility with my time, so that when I want to teach someone to ski or snowboard, because like, yeah, no worries, let's go. Or if I get the opportunity to go out in the field and assist with a dig, yeah, let's go. Or a brand new game's just dropped and we want to cover it all month, yeah, no sweat, let's go. And like, but that's what I want to be able to do. I want to be able to like spend time doing what I love, like content creating, teaching people to ski and snowboard, you know, being a paleontologist, all those cool things, and be okay with that, not having to think, right, I need to actually be somewhere 5 days a week and I can't commit that because I've only got 20 days annual leave or whatever it is. So that's where I'm at. So that's where I'm working towards. I've got a few different kind of like side hustles in the mix, and I'm just kind of striving towards kind of hitting those personal goals to get to a point where we can make a lot more content, because I love making content. Alright, so what else have we got on the personal level? Someone's asked, where is Adam? So Adam, right now, he's downstairs watching a film, but where is Adam? So yeah, Adam's not a massive like video gamer, so I think he's only ever been in one video, which is the one where Leanne and Holly and everyone kind of organised a surprise hen do, and I was like, Adam, come look at this, and he like popped into the video. But yeah, realistically, he's not big into gaming. He plays a little bit on the PlayStation, but not a lot. So yeah, he doesn't like kind of do too much on Animal Crossing or anything like that. So that's the only reason you've not seen him. He drives his lorry 5 days a week, and yeah, it's all good. He's always about, don't worry. He's usually, when he's not here, he's normally like, he'll get home and he'll be like, oh, I saw your video on my break. And I'm like, all right, nice one. So he's always keeping an eye on what's happening, guys. Don't worry, he's never too far. He's just kind of doing other things. But he loves snowboarding and, you know, kind of all the outdoorsy stuff. We do all that together. So this year's been a bit of a weird one because we normally spend a lot of time traveling, doing outdoor stuff, and we haven't been able to do that. So this year we've been kind of inside a lot more than we normally would be. But on the flip side, we did manage to get married, which is always a positive, like, because, you know, 2020 there was a good chance it wasn't going to happen, but we did manage to kind of get married and still have a wedding in between all of the various lockdowns and restrictions. So it's, you know, it's all good. It's all good in the hood. Okay, right, what have we got? So I think this next question is quite a good one to kind of make the crossover from personal to the stuff where you guys have been asking about YouTube and things like that. And that is, what are my goals for 2021 for the channel and personally. So for the channel, it's really easy to answer. Obviously, we'll be coming up to our first birthday in May. So just big push really to kind of get as established as possible and keep growing and keep kind of creating this nice little wholesome, friendly community. There's loads of things that we want to get started for the channel. So I want to get a consistent streaming schedule. I need to get the Discords finished being set up. And yeah, just try and create more community kind of events and stuff like that that you guys can get involved in and start to branch out a little bit more with more content. But yeah, just keep striving, keep upping the quality. That's the biggest one as well. Is I feel like when I watch my first videos that I ever put out and the ones that we're kind of putting out now, the quality has improved so much, and I feel like I've definitely learned a lot along the way. I feel like I've definitely kind of got more into the swing of things in terms of like content creation and what I should be looking for and what I should be focusing on. So I want to keep learning and keep developing and keep growing and just give you guys the best content that I possibly can create. And yeah, just keep going really. That's my goals. Personally, I just need to get my act together, if I'm honest. Like, and what I mean, I go through these fits and starts, guys, where I eat super healthy, I get super lean, I'm working out like twice a day, I'm outside all the time, I'm super fit, and yeah, and then I go through these phases and something happens and I'm just getting takeaways for the sake of I'm not even hungry and I'm ordering takeaways. I'm eating chocolate for the sake of eating chocolate. I'm skipping workouts, and it's just like I kind of go through these fits and starts with it. So for me, the first lockdown, obviously, despite the fact that for the first time in a long time, I felt like my anxiety got quite bad. I mean, I wouldn't ever describe myself as someone who has anxiety kind of on the regular occurrence. There's definitely been points throughout life where I think, yeah, actually my anxiety was really bad around there, but for the most part I don't struggle with it. But I definitely feel like in March, April time I definitely did, and one of the reasons is I quite enjoy watching the news in a sense of I like to know what's going on a daily basis. Every morning, it's part of my morning routine. I'll watch the news with my breakfast, and the news was getting that worrying and that depressing, and it was something that we didn't really know a lot about, that I really started to struggle with it, and I had to like stop watching like the news. I kind of switched off a lot of like mainstream TV because I just didn't want to hear about it, and I threw everything into my fitness. I was training twice a day, I was eating super healthily, the weather was good, so I was spending a lot of time outside. Like, I was really lucky to have a garden, so I could spend time outside like in a safe environment, and yeah, I got super fit. But what I struggle with is the lack of knowing. Like, I would never describe myself as someone who plans quite strictly. Like, I'm not someone who has to know like A, B, C and D. I'm quite easygoing in that respect, but I do like to have a general idea. And this kind of like, since about October time, over in the UK, it's been very stop-start, lockdown, no lockdown, tiers, no tiers, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. There's going to be an announcement in 2 weeks, but then the press leak it, and there's going to be an announcement tomorrow. And it's just, like, driving me insane. Like, are we going to lock down? Are we not going to lock down? Like, what is going on? Am I working? Am I not working? Like, can I go on holiday? Can I not go? Like, it's just too much. And that has really, again, started to kind of... I've almost used it as an excuse to stop, like, my routine of eating healthy, working out, da-da-da-da-da. So, now I've kind of set myself a challenge, 2021, no excuses, like, regardless of what's going on, I need to kind of focus and keep my routine and keep eating healthily. So I've got rid of all the kind of rubbish that's in the house. I've hidden it all, or I have a habit of putting chocolate in the freezer, but it's a long story. Yeah, I've kind of hidden it all away, so I can't just kind of sit and binge eat it. And I've just got salads and healthy food for the next kind of couple of weeks. I'm going to train really hard and really try and get myself back into that mentality of getting fit. Because what I don't want to happen is, I'm not setting myself a weight goal. Like, I'm not saying, oh, I need to lose 3 stone or whatever. What I want is, when the time comes, when it's safe to do so, in terms of being allowed to travel and being allowed to kind of do normal stuff again, I don't want my progress in those sports and those activities to have declined because I've kind of not in condition. I'm not like fit enough to do it. So I need to try and kind of train with that mindset that I'm doing this so that I can make the most out of the summer if and when we get one. So yeah, that's my focus for 2021. So if you ever hear me talking about eating bad food or skipping my workouts on stream, then you guys need to like let me know, because you need to check in on me and make sure I'm like keeping fit. I might have to start streaming from my exercise bike. Like, I'm joking. Alright, so that's a good lead into the kind of more YouTubian channel stuff. So the first thing I want to address, a couple of people asked this in a couple of different capacities, but when are you going to upload other games? For example, are you planning to make another channel for different genres of game? So this year is going to be a big year for the channel. I'm really excited and really confident about pushing the content now. So this year we're definitely going to continue with Animal Crossings. We're definitely going to cover more Pokemon this year. I think this year is going to be a huge year for Pokemon. It's the 25th anniversary of Pokemon, and also the 15th year anniversary of the Diamond and Pearl first being released. I honestly think that we will see Gen 4 remakes for the Switch this year, and I'm super psyched. Gen 4 is one of my favourite generations. Gen 2 is actually my favourite, but after that I would say it's Gen 4, so I'm really hoping that comes. But regardless of whether it does come or not, I still think this year is going to be a big year, and I think we'll see some big announcements around Pokemon Day in February, so we'll be covering all the sort of rumours, any trailers we get. Pokemon Snap is due out for release as well soon, so we'll definitely be getting that and covering that. So yeah, definitely more Pokemon this year, because I'm super in the mood for Pokemon at the minute. And in terms of other games, other content, I've got The Sims. I want to do some more Sims. I want to try and make like a super fun like mini Sim series or something like that. So if you have any ideas for stuff around The Sims, let me know in the comments. And then the biggest game I'm most excited about as it stands is a game called Prehistoric Kingdom. And it's a game for the computer that I did a trailer reaction on a couple of months ago now, and it looks sick. It's basically a park builder for dinosaurs, but it's better than Jurassic World Evolution, which is like, I mean, Jurassic Park and Jurassic World in general is definitely lacks kind of a lot of like scientific kind of backing and grounding. So like this is really kind of realistic. The models are really realistic, and it just looks next level. Like, it looks so good, and I'm super excited. I have actually already pre-purchased the game, and I've pre-purchased it with the alpha release, so I'll be able to play the game before it officially comes out. Now, whether I'll be allowed to actually cover that on the channel, I don't yet know, but I'm super excited to play it, and as soon as I can cover it on the channel, I definitely will. But yeah, if there's any other games that you guys are hyped about, like, for example, if something ridiculous drops like this year, like Mario Kart 9, it will be here on this channel, because, like, again, I'm so psyched for it. We don't know what's coming out yet, but I think this is going to be a good year. But yeah, anything you guys think, oh, I'd love to know what Charlotte thinks about that, or I wonder if Charlotte's played it, hit me up, let me know, because for the most part, I'm pretty kind of up for playing anything, and I want to keep it on this channel, because I think this channel kind of will evolve over time. There's going to be more like crossovers of content, but it all will kind of fit a very similar theme. So it's going to be like Pokemon, Animal Crossing, so really cutesy art styles, really fun games, moving into the Sims and like park builder games and sim games and things like that. I think all that kind of encompasses kind of the same content or the same kind of genre. There's not ever going to be a day where I turn up and be like, right guys, today we're playing Grand Theft Auto. Like, I mean, I love Grand Theft Auto, I do quite enjoy it, but I don't think, like, I think that would be too far like left field for the channel. But I don't plan on making another channel at the minute. If I was ever to make another channel, I mean, I think I'd maybe like, I don't know, it depends what you guys would want to see, but I think if I was ever to make a second channel, it would be something totally different to gaming, maybe a bit more of like a lifestyle channel or something like that. But yeah, there's no plans at the minute to do that, so no, we're not going down that route just yet. Keeping on the YouTube, a lot of you asked where my inspiration was to start a YouTube channel. So, I've always watched YouTube, like everybody else in the whole world has always watched YouTube. But about maybe 3-4 years ago, I quit my job. Me and Adam both quit our jobs, and we bought a van, and we converted it from a silver kind of standard panel van that was properly like, I don't know, it was awful. It was like a water treatment van, so it had like loads of racking and like boarded out inside. We ripped it all out and we converted it into our camper van. And we went travelling for a year around Europe and did various things in various different countries. Super, super fun. And I got into the habit of thinking, right, we're going to make a channel. So I started making a channel kind of documenting the van build, where we were going, and especially the van builds, like our conversion videos did really, really well and started to get like quite a bit of traction. But it got to the point where it was like, especially when we were travelling, I kind of got about a third of the way into our travels, and I was just getting a bit fed. Like, for the most part, I enjoyed it. Like, I enjoyed the sense of community. I enjoyed editing the videos. I enjoyed like seeing the channel grow and develop, and kind of people were enjoying the videos, and that I really liked. But what I didn't like in terms of that channel was actually making, sometimes I just couldn't be as kind of impulsive or as kind of like spur of the moment as I would like to be in those situations. So normally I'd be like, all right, yeah, we'll just go down here and see where it takes us, and we'd go on an adventure and see what happens. Whereas I was always thinking, right, are my cameras charged up? Am I filming? Have we flown the drone? Have we got this shot? Have we got that shot? Have we stopped and explained what we're doing to the... And it's got a bit too much, whereas I wanted to more like live in the moment and enjoy the moment. So I still took pictures and filmed odd bits, but I wasn't kind of putting out like travel vlog style videos anymore. But I knew like from that process that I did still want to have some sort of channel. I did still want to kind of really I enjoyed the process and the sense of community. So it's always been back in my head, like I wanted to have a YouTube channel, but I just wasn't sure the best or the right route for me to kind of go down. And then it got to like, well, it was a lead up to Sword and Shield coming out, and I was getting super hyped for it. It was one of the most hyped games of 2019 that I was so psyched about. And I mean, I've played video games since I was a kid. Like, I've played the Pokemon games since, Pokemon Blue came out on the Game Boy. I've played video games. I had the Sega Mega Drive. I've been big into gaming since forever. And I was so hyped about Pokemon Sword and Shield. And I was like watching loads of YouTubers like talking about the leaks and the different like rumours and the trailer reactions and things like that. And I was like, yeah, this is cool. Like, I really enjoy this style of content. And especially when it was like the channels that were mixing like the news style stuff with the actual like gameplay stuff. And it was like really, I was like, yeah, I really enjoy this. And then my mum and dad were like, oh, we'll buy you the game for Christmas. Well, we know you want it. You're super hyped on it. We'll get you it. So they were like, come with us on launch day. You can get it. Make sure you get the right game, like the actual game that you want. So off we went to Sainsbury's to do the weekly shop and to get the game. And then we got to the till, and I had Pokemon like Shield in my hand. And my mum was like, you're not having that now? I was like, what? They were like, nah, you gotta wait till Christmas. And I was like, shut up. So they made me wait till Christmas to have it. In the meantime, I was playing Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, and I was watching all the YouTubers, especially a YouTuber called HDV. He's he's a pretty big channel really, but if you like Pokemon and if you've not seen his stuff, he's probably one of my favourite Poketubers out there. And I was like, yeah, this is really cool. Like, and I was getting that hyped on the game, but I was also really like enjoying that style of content. I was thinking, this is something that I'd like to kind of give a shot. I'd like to try it. And Adam was like, yeah, you should do it. I think it'd be really funny. I think people would enjoy watching you play and things like that. And I was like, oh, I don't know. And then for Christmas, he bought me my capture card, and I think his mum bought my headphones and things like that. So I had everything that I needed to kind of start going with it. But the winter season in my kind of industry is the busiest period. and I was in France working for 3 to 4 weeks, I think, kind of like back end of January into February. So I didn't want to start streaming straight away making content straight away, because I knew I wouldn't be able to kind of keep the momentum up while I was away. So my plan was, when I got back, we're going to get started with it. And then as we got back, things started to kind of turn out how they did in 2020. And Animal Crossing came out, and obviously the unprecedented situation kind of came out, and we went into lockdown, and I was off work. So I eventually had a lot more time on my hands. So I spent a little bit of time trying to get everything set up and just experimenting with it all. And then kind of May, we launched the channel properly. I had to set the channel up in January. So if you look at the channel information on here, you'll see the channel was set up in January. But I didn't post anything till, I think it was May time, that I actually had the confidence to put a video out. And here we are now. So yeah, I mean, I'm really glad we did. Like, it was definitely a little bit of like a leap of faith at the start. Like, I was really scared. I thought, oh, no one's going to watch it. And then like a few videos got a little bit of traction, and then, you know, just kind of kept growing, like steady away. And it's been really nice. Like, I've really enjoyed the process, and I feel like my quality is definitely getting better each video I put out as well, which is cool. What else have we got? We've got, what is my most expensive piece of equipment? So the most expensive piece, without a doubt, was the computer. But you don't really need a computer to do this. It was more the laptop that I had was that bad. Well, you know, that's a lie. It's not that bad. It was just a work laptop. So it was a laptop that Adam used to deliver his training courses and stuff like that on. So it wasn't ever meant to be for creating content in the way that I was using it for. So yeah, it just wasn't fit for purpose, basically. So yeah, the computer's the most expensive, and then following that is the microphone. But it is what it is. I'm not big for spending money on kind of stuff that I don't think will kind of help to improve the quality. I really like to make smart investments and smart, like, kind of decisions when it comes to buying stuff for, like, kind of ideas like this. So for me, I really wanted to have the computer because I knew it would help to improve the quality. Same for the microphone. I knew it would really help to kind of improve the quality. The lighting at the minute is all right. I'd like a green screen, but I haven't quite got the space. You know, it's quite like I can touch the black wall, and really you need that space to get the lighting right so it doesn't go pixelated. So all that stuff will have to wait till we move, and I'll have a bigger office and a bigger kind of space to kind of get set up. But yeah, like, you don't, when you're starting out, or for anybody who is starting out or thinking about starting out, you don't need all the gear to start with. You can start pretty basic and then just build up and make smart kind of like purchases on what you think is going to make the biggest difference to your channel. For me, the biggest difference 100% was this microphone, and I would honestly recommend anybody invest in a better microphone. That's the biggest thing that really helped my channel. All right, so let's see, what else have we got? I think we might almost... People are asking if YouTube pays me. To get paid on YouTube, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and over 4,000 hours of watch time within the last 12 months. So once you hit that level, yes, you start getting paid through the adverts and stuff like that. But it's like, it just ticks over, and it's like, it's not money that you're going to retire on anytime soon when you first kind of hit that threshold. But it's just nice to be able to have a little bit extra that you can then invest back into your channel. So for me, I used some of the money to kind of like invest back and kind of cover what I'd paid out for the microphone. That's pretty much paid back now, and things like that. So it's just like helps to improve the quality and to kind of helps to make the channel and the content better for you guys. It just gives you that extra little bit of cushion, a bit of support to kind of build the channel, and it all gets put back in. So yeah, they do, but it's only going to make stuff better. So yeah, let's have a look. Someone asked, this is a bit of a random one, but I like random all the time, is what is my favourite type of cheese? So I was lucky enough to live in France for 6 months, so if anyone's ever been to France, the cheese is really good, and pretty much every meal has cheese in it. So my favourite sort of cheese, I really, really like raclette. If you've never had it before, the best way to ever have it is when you've got it in like a wheel. So you have half of a wheel of cheese like this, and it sits under a heater. And then what you do is you kind of tip the cheese down and you kind of scrape the top layer off, and you scrape it over the top of like potatoes or meat, like charcuterie meat and things like that. And it's like really, really delicious. It's really nice. But at the same time, like, you just can't beat like mature cheddar. Like, if you just want a cheese sandwich, like, mature cheddar is where it's at. Like, French cheese is good until you want a cheese sandwich, and it's just not the same. Like, you proper, yeah, it's just, I do love cheese. Cheese is a good, substantial, calorific. So I will not be eating too much cheese in the next couple of months. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. All right, I think that's about it for the questions, guys. So I'm pretty sure we've covered everything. But if there's anything I've missed, don't worry. I'm sure we'll be doing another one of these soon. So if you've enjoyed it, let me know. And yeah, a couple of things just before I finish. I want to say thank you for everyone who's helped me get this far, and for everyone who's like submitted questions and got involved in the channel in any way. Obviously, I wouldn't be sat here doing it without you guys. So massive thank you. And yeah, I can't wait to see what this year brings. I'd love to know what you guys are working on this year. Like, what are your biggest goals, or what are you hoping to start or achieve for 2021? Let me know in the comments. And as always, guys, I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye bye.